Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tales of Gaming Addiction, a YouTube channel where we talk about gaming and all of that good stuff. Today it is going to be another match from the Mini LCS 3 semi-finals. This time it is going to be the second game between Team Titans and Khaled's Keys in the semi-final. So you can see our picks and bans for this game already. Nothing much has changed beyond the fact that Nautilus has gone from a ban to Khaled's first pick, and Fiora being the last ban from Titans, so obviously they don't fancy going up for any grand challenges as of yet. Still, Titans are on their first round of picks. They're looking to take the Graves and the Shen. Graves actually quite a good pick here for Dolores' playstyle. Very aggressive, not very passive. I'm more than happy to deal with any early trades and later game trades as well with collateral damage, and it is going to be locked in along with the Shen, which has been proven to be quite good on X-Cross in that top lane. Have to wait and see though what Khaled's will do to respond for this. That Nautilus could go anywhere. It's a very flexible pick, could be a jungle, but with that lineup of Lucian and Braum, it looks like it could be a top lane or jungle for certain, as Braum Lucian Wombo combo is actually quite hard to deal with. We've seen it quite a lot in Mini LCS action before and since, but nope, it is in fact going to be Twitch, so it's going to be the Venom Rat and the Heart of the Freljord in that bottom lane versus whatever Titans decide to pull out here. I'm still not sure about the Braum pick, to be honest. I prefer the Lucian, but very quickly Titans will insta-lock that in, so they'll probably look to go with the Lucian army that they've had previously. It has done very well for them so far, and it's proven quite effective actually at being a combination that's quite difficult to deal with. Let's see what Khaled's will pick now. Crunchy99 insta-locks in the Shyvana, so obviously preferring a very later laning jungler. Waiting for that level 6 opportunity to gank past, and possibly even Dragon Steals whilst in Dragon form. Merchant hovering over the Orianna. It's a viable pick. There's not a lot to work with it though. There's only the Shyvana and the Nautilus to act as a ball delivery system, which may only catch one or two at best. They're going to probably be relying more on Braum's passive to start building up some concussion stacks. And X-Cross now left to round out the Titans combination. And Ari seems to be a good pick here. We've seen Ari before in this lineup, and it's actually proven really effective at zoning out the enemy mid laner, as well as dealing quite well in team fights with Foxfire Spirit Rush combos across the map. Although we'll just wait and see what X-Cross will decide here. Currently flicking through his potential champions, and it is indeed going to be the Ari. Nice and quickly picked up there, so everyone's just going to be swapping around, just deciding who gets who, just to make the lineups a bit more interesting. So with that lineup, I'm putting my money on Titans for this one, and after all, nothing really has changed, so goes with the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The addition of the Graveside puts in a lot of attack damage, and looking on the side of KLK, whilst there are 3 tanks, Orianna and Twitch are left very, very squishy. If they're not careful, one quick move from Graves will leave their backline entirely exposed and will be blown apart by the Destiny shotgun. So we'll have to wait and see, of course. It's all speculation at this point. KLK could come out on top though, so this could go to a game 3. We shall find out as we go into game and into the Summoner's Rift. So, right, onto the Rift we are, and as you can see, everyone's just chilling, waiting for that fountain barrier to drop. So place your bets on who you think is going to win. Currently Titans do have a game advantage, so it's not the end of the world if they lose. After all, this is a best of 3. It's going to be up to someone on Khaled's Keys though to make that victory happen. It could be Crunchy99, it could be Faker, it could even be Tyrael. After all, we've seen supports do some major work before. And Khaled's going very deep. Dredgeline already picked up for the Nautilus, so showing their hand a little bit with this early aggression. Currently no one else has their level 1 abilities selected, or just waiting around. There's plenty of wards though from Khaled's key, so I want to keep an eye on Dolores. I don't want to stop any of that early jungle harass from coming in. But just like last game, junglers will be starting off with their duo lanes, just to keep an eye on things. I'm going to be hard pressed for any changes at this point. As the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Batman sitting, waiting for that Grom to spawn, ready to unleash it for Dolores, and then Dolores will take over with the shotgun. A lot of guns coming into the league lately, thinking about it. After all, we've got Lucian and Graves, we've got Jin, who also has a very long range sniper rifle. And there's more the fantasy stuff. It was much more interesting. Although we'll see with the new guy, Aurelian Soul. The rebirthed Al-Shin. Let's face it, that's kind of what he is. But anyway, getting off the speculation train for a minute, that's time for another video. Let's talk about this game right here, right now. So, obviously this game is going to suffer a little bit from what we've seen last game of a lack of early game aggression, although Graves might turn it around. He's got the option to do so though, as Crunchy99 does find him nice and early in the jungle, but really can't do much against the Graves. That shotgun does prove pretty effective, and only having 2 shots reload. They're going to go on a merry chase those to the river, and nothing more will result of that. A little bit of aggression coming out from Batman in this bot lane. So obviously Titans wanting to keep KLK on the ropes, as it were, just keep them pressed down and in the dirt, make him remember who kind of won the group. I believe it was Group A Titans won, it might have been Group B. I honestly cannot remember. I am terrible at remembering the groups. But anyway, you know, they came out top of the group stages and KLK had to fight on through to come here. So just it's good old friendly rivalry, just remembering who's key here and who isn't Faker either. I don't think Faker would even play Nautilus. It doesn't feel like a Faker style champion. But at any rate, so yeah, that early bit of aggression from Crunchy99 really didn't work out for him. After all, it gave Dolores a little bit of a rest, but he's straight back into it, including his own jungle, something that Crunchy hasn't done yet. So Dolores will have his red buff a little bit sooner. He can even go on and take double buff away from Crunchy99. I'll have to wait and see. I still think it was a very bad idea for him to go on that aggression that early versus Graves. Gave him ideas of where he was and where he got to with his jungle route, but it still didn't result in any kind of a steal or delaying tactic. And even if you look at the CS, Graves is actually ahead by pretty much double at this point. So he's doing a lot better. He's actually now looping around to this top side you can see on his minimap. Meanwhile though, this bottom lane looking to be very slow. X-Cross is getting very low once again. He likes to be very low at this point. Now Faker is taking a lot of hits. Titan's Wrath Bubble did come up, it did get popped. And Graves is going to start trick shooting and actually forcing him out of lane, which is going to give X-Cross all the time he needs to push this wave back. And farm up a little bit and try and get some CS under his belt. I'll have to wait and see though what Titans can do about it. Graves is going to get spotted though, as he goes to recall, so it's going to put him on the back foot. Just a little bit, just to keep everyone away. And sadly, the Brawl Shield does not block the bubble. The Dynamic Bubble will still pop you, like it or not. In fact, it'll just pop right on top of you. So it's kind of counterintuitive to have that Brawl Shield up when you see the Aqua Prison coming. It is going to stop the blockade coming down, and Lippicos getting very low. It does go down. Ooh, a couple of quick shots from Lucian isn't going to succeed in the kill. It is going to force, however, the summoner heal out of Olympicos, so the next gank could prove devastating, and Dolores could come and prove this point exactly right here. X-Cross takes a lot of damage. He's forced to Shadow Dash under the tower and pop his shield as well, but it is nearly first blood going over to Faker. He's going to keep harassing him with that tower, and X-Cross is going to need to be very careful Meanwhile, this bottom lane where all the action's been going on. Oh, the directed camera's been down here all day. It doesn't want to leave this lane. Not quite sure where the next strike is going to come from. Crunchy coming in through the river. There are pings coming out from both sides. They are well aware of each other's movements. It is going to result in Lucian and Nami backing away. Shyvana, though, asserting dominance, and she'll back off before too long. Merchant, if he's not careful, is going to get caught. Does use the command word shield, is going to get charmed. Is going to get caught in the smoke bomb as well. The ignite is ticking away. It's going to be first blood over for Silent Yin, who also takes up a bit of tower damage for Dolores. So Titans now on the board with 1 kill for nothing. And already starting to secure themselves a nice bit of goldie. Crunchy 99 looking to avenge his former teammate in the mid lane. He's not going to get very far though. Not very far at all. He is going to be forced to hide in the jungle whilst Dolores is hoovering up nicely. X-Cross versus Faker. This is going to be a very long match, I feel. Let's see who comes out on top of that lane. It's just going to be the usual top lane farm fest, though. X-Cross doing a very nice job at just clearing out wards, securing vision for Dolores. So a long time for this top lane to get anywhere. I don't know why the rest of the camera decided this lane would be interesting. I suppose it is the only lane with any action going on. But since we're in this lull, as Faker is actually taken quite low and hasn't even got a Kindle Gem yet. I think it's the Kindle Gem, or what used to be the Kindle Gem, to go into Sunfire Cape for some nice burn damage. It's that Titan's combination is still pretty much the same as before. They're relying on Dolores to be a damage dealer or a tank, somewhere in between. They're sort of more relying on X-Cross to be the front line, but equally they want to pick off and do some split pushing of their own. So, like right around here, Tyrael is taking quite low. Dolores is going to come in with the collateral damage, actually lands a couple of nice hits, but Nautilus comes in, teleporting from the side. Batman, he also uses the Stand United, so now it's a 4v4 fight. Ariel also comes down from the river and starts breaking this out into a huge 4v5 skirmish. We'll pick up Philip across to the side of your screen there. X-Cross will pick off Faker, so a 2-for-1 trade there. They did lose Batman in all of it. You can probably see his icon is stuck underneath Nautilus at present, which is a little bit upsetting to lose such a powerful player. But for Titans at least, they can actually continue the push here if they so choose. Dolores has got plenty of tower pushing pressure and works quite well with the Eternal Scarlet's Nami, so nothing really is going to change here. It's just really more waiting for those auto attacks to reload and kick in, and it's going to be the first tower as well at 9 minutes 11 for Titans. They're also ahead 3 kills for 1, which is giving them a nice 3,000 gold lead, which is going to be very difficult to deal with at this point, especially with the lineup that KLK have. Most of their champions are very mid to late game orientated. Nautilus really isn't that good until he starts building up some armor and some health, and becomes really quite hefty and quite tanky. Orianna likewise needs some items under her belt to become anywhere near effective. Twitch, meanwhile, is probably the only one that can do alright considering he's an attack, AD carry. It's just the stacks that he builds up over time with his auto attacks do a little bit of taking damage, and it's his sponge that will do the majority of the work, and his Rattata, or let's face it should be called Spray and Pray, deals the most damage during a team fight. And speaking of, he is going to get picked off here. He is going to be charged by the Ahri, and Ahri's going to get a free meal of a rat, and Tyrael also going to go down to Batman, so a 2-for-0 pick off there in the bot lane. That's actually going to give plenty of time for Titans to do whatever they want. Faker was unable to teleport, and X-Cross is just keeping him occupied right in this top lane, making sure that he can't come down and interfere. Batman also running interference against Crunchy before Dragon can be taken, using a nice channel of the culling to get a last little bit of extra damage on the Crunchy 99. One auto attack will do it, but Crunchy is going to crawl and get out of dodge just in the nick of time. If Nami had flashed at that second, I reckon that would have been the end. But Silent Yin is going to pick up the dragon for Titans, so that's now put him 1 dragon, 1 tower, 5 kills ahead, giving him a nice 3,300 gold lead at this point in time. So we'll now just have to wait and see what KLK can do to respond. They're struggling pretty badly here. It's only really their top lane and their mid laner that's holding their own just ever so slightly. I suppose the best action they could do at this point is possibly force a team fight their own. After all, Orianna has yet to use a command shockwave yet. It's going to get to the 2nd rank pretty soon, so it's going to be handy enough to cause a nice big clump, get Twitch to come in with the Venom Cask and then do a quick expunge with spray and pray on and allow some damage. I don't know, it's really their call, but that would be my call on their side here. Just keep Faker and Exocross occupied off in that top lane, as Faker's doing a good job of holding out his own. But neither man is better or weaker than the other. Meanwhile though, whilst all this has been going on, Dolores has managed to secure the Rift Herald and has even given the buff over to himself. And there we go, that's the knockout we were after from the command shockwave. Did he manage to pick up 1, 2, can I get Dolores for 3? It's going to be very hard with the Stand United active, and it's going to be a return, so 2 for 1. But Olympicos just needs 1 more hit just to land that extra damage. It is not going to be enough, so Dolores is going to escape, and Olympicos now has to deal with Shen. And Shen is relentless. He will hunt you down and keep you fixated, and there you go. Especially with that Shadow Dash, charged by Ari, and Silent Yin is going to pick up another kill, going unstoppable now. She's 5-0. Almost 50% kill participation. Actually, approximately 50% kill participation at this rate, as we go into a pause. So that's how team fight worked out well with KLK to start with. After all, that was the kind of level command shockwave I said they needed. They needed to pull in a lot of people. Twitch also did the smart thing by Venom casting and Ratatatasing. He didn't quite get the expunge out in time, but maybe Brawn's Glacial Fissure would have been enough to keep the knock-up going, and they need to stack up all that kind of CC and all that separately. It's for Faker to come in pitching into that fight with a well-timed depth charge on a key target, so someone like Silent Yin or Dolores, just to keep them further crowd controlled. But it worked out really, really well. Over on the side of Titans, though, as the game's about to resume in 1 second now. Yeah, so Titans, their response to that team fight was fantastic. They just broke away. They got what they wanted out of it. They got the Rift Herald, they got some global gold into their pocket. They've got it onto, I believe Dolores has picked it up. So he's got every opportunity to use it and to help push lanes, although at this rate it did feel kind of wasted. It might have been better going towards X-Cross, but taking the Rift Herald is somewhat advantageous still. Does mean that KLK can't have it for a counter push, as Dolores was going to ask Ari, did you want the blue? No, cool, fine, I shall triple buff this game. As we could see a fight break out in the river, X-Cross and Faker are going back at it once again. Now Faker now really laying in the damage at this point, starting to soak it all up. But Merchant is in worse steps. Eternal Scar and Dolores are right onto his tail. Acropism isn't going to be enough, but a nice quick shot from Graves will secure the kill. So back in this top lane now. X-Cross versus Faker. It's still going. Would you believe all this time? Faker's doing a very nice job of resetting the shield and getting the Shadow Dash taunt out. But sadly, Faker also on that Nautilus has his own shield and ways of dealing with the taunt play, quite literally landing with Dredge Line, at which point it resets and he gets pulled in to his anchor. As tower number 2 falls for Titans, so they've now got the bot lane and the mid lane starting to crack. Now time to turn up the pressure on the top lane and see what they can make of it, although Khaled's keys are not ones to back down easily from this fight. Neither are giving up at this point. It's amazing to see both these teams continue pushing so hard. Although we could see a bit of a bad play here as Olympicos gets caught out by Silent Yin and everybody now collapses on the trio. He's forced to go to officials disengage. That's a major ultimate for the next team fight gone. And it's all going wrong here for KLK. The spot lane tower is under serious threat. Crunchy's trying to break up the wave, which is certainly working out. The teleport coming in for X-Cross now is going to keep Faker pinned to the tower with a little bit of luck. The minions have returned to soak up tower damage, and they are going to soak it up enough for Silent Yin to take it out. And this is going to be the end of days coming out now for KLK. Titans are going to start beating away on their front door as Silent Yin gets dived upon by Crunchy 99. Now a fight breaks out, and it's going to be everyone soaking up collateral damage from Dolores, and unfortunately it's a 3-man knockup from the Shockwave. Batman is going to survive barely. X-Cross is going to pick off Olympicos, and Batman did fall to the Venom stacks towards the end, which is a little bit unfortunate. But it's a 1-for-1 trade. 80 carry for 80 carry. Everybody on Titans is incredibly low, but they're also incredibly resilient. They have so much synergy together. Really well fought out from Titans, really well fought for KLK for holding the line. They nearly collapsed. It's just that last second knockup was well placed. But Titans now responding by soaking up KLK's jungle and denying them all of this golden experience. And it's going to be forcing pretty much a straight lane push now from Merchant and Crunchyroll's Tower and Olympicos. Let's try and soak up some of these minions. There we go. The first tower for KLK will be in that mid lane. Everyone's looking for some advantage and some play at this point. Currently, Batmani is actually hanging up in the top lane by himself, which is a little bit dangerous, as Merchant and Faker are making their way up there, and if he's not careful he is going to get picked off by them. Hopefully he's not willing to extend too far. Ping's coming out though, as Dolores will team up with him, but I think this is going to be the end for Batmani up in that top lane. There's Faker and Merchant. This could be it. The Stand United though comes out, and Batmani, very nice, dodges off to the side. Merchant is going to get caught in the Shadow Dash, and that is going to be the end of Merchant under the tower as well. Dolores, meanwhile, though, in the jungle, finds Crunchy 99 and Trial. Does take a lot of damage, but manages to pick up a kill for it. Now, could they get the bomb off the backside for it? They can. Silent Yin is now godlike. A nice 7-0. That's going to be a huge amount of bounty. As Batman does take the death charge out the way. And now this is going to force Faker onto the back foot. Batman is going to take a lot of damage. He might go down to a tower shot. He's not, but Dolores comes in from the side, gets the last hit in with the shotgun. And now this is going to be tower number 4 for the Titans after a very, very well fought team fight by breaking up KLK. But KLK trying so hard to pick off one champion and not succeeding. There isn't really much more I can say. I'm not much of a colour caster, but KLK just made a bit of a misplay by focusing all their eggs on Batmani. They could have done it a lot sooner in the middle of the lane as opposed to under their tower, and possibly using the depth charge as an engagement tool just to try and deny the bubble from the Stand United, or at least be aware that Stand United was available and not on cooldown. Rift Herald though is available for the next minute or so before he disappears back into the void, as Silent Yin and his other Scarlet start clearing up some of the wards in the river just to deny vision for KLK. Though this looks like it might be Dragon number 2 going over for Titans at this rate. The Merchant does get caught and does manage to get a 2-man command shockwave. They try and Faker do get caught on the tidal wave, and he isn't going to do any more than that. As X-Cross roams around, he is looking for his next opportunity. Unfortunately, Sapphire Cape is angering the local populace, which is a little bit unfortunate, but hey, there you go. He's going to pick himself up a red buff there, which is going to be very, very nice for him. And go with that Sapphire Cape, get all that burn damage on. As Titans wait for... KLK got second dragon. My apologies, I didn't realise that they had. I was so transfixed on the fights that were going on. Meanwhile though, across the rift, at the 20-minute dish mark, it's 17 kills for 4 in favour of Titans, 40,000 to 27,000 gold, so they're doing very, very well. Getting a nice almost 10k gold lead 5 towers for 1, even dragons, although Titans did pick up a Rift Herald early on, but nothing really happened with it. They didn't push a lane or proceed an advantage. So they'd be very hard pressed to deal with when the time comes, although Dolores is doing very, very good on this Graves jungle build. It's actually proven quite effective at jungles, and at this point when we're pretty much in the mid game of pushing through lanes. A very nice dodge there, dodging the dredge line from the Nautilus. Meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, of course, X-Cross is in the top lane, happily split pushing by himself. Now, there's no more tower in that top lane either. It is all gone. The only remaining lane tower left is this mid lane inner tower, and 3 members of KLK left to defend. Could they do something from it? It's going to be very hard to do as Crunchy99 goes in, and that's the wall delivery system. They do get Eternal Scarlet, who is going to go down pretty quick, so that's the support out the way. That's any major CC left. Death Charge coming out onto Batman, and they're going to look for Batman next, although Silent Yin will pick it up. So 1-for-1 trade. It could be worse now. Silent Yin goes on with the Foxfire Spirit Rush combos. Crunchy99 barely escapes, but will still go down. X-Cross takes on Olympicos. Meanwhile, Batman sits off to the side with the culling over the wall, doesn't quite pick up his second kill, but does equal the team fight trade 2 for 2. The Titans come out ahead though as they manage to pick off this inner tower, and now you've got 2 marksman style champions chiseling away at the inhibitor tower. They're going to be very, very hard pressed to do so. Also, is taking quite a bit of damage. He could go down. He is, but Olympicos will pick it up, and Batman likewise will pick that off, and the Merchant will secure himself a double buff. That said, that wasn't really a full team fight from Titans. That was a 4v5, and actually managed to get quite a lot for it. Whilst all that was going on though, X-Cross was left unabated up in the top lane. He pushed it all the way through to the inhibitor tower. Actually managed to get a bit of damage to it as well. Now, free to dance with Eternal Scarlet if they wanted. They could push on for a Baron, though they've got to wait for Dolores and Batman to come back into this. And the culling's almost off cooldown as well, as seeing the timer there on your screen. It's almost fully highlighted again. So it could be quite dangerous for Khaled's Keys to go for this next team fight if they so choose, as Batman will have that culling available, which has been so devastating so far, especially if one person sits there and soaks it all up. We saw it in the last game, what it did to Malphite, and now it's going to be against either Nautilus or Shyvana. It's going to be very difficult to deal with. But no matter, Titans are doing a very, very good job of keeping control of this game. They've lost a couple of team fights, but they've gained something as a result. A little bit of a accidental blue steal there from X-Cross. I think that was meant to go to Silent Yin's armory, but the last tick of Sunfire Cave will do that and will mess up your farm. And Silent Yin and X-Cross now run distraction, possibly trying to get the double buff away from Merchant here. Dolores and Batman now start trading off the Baron aggro, and now we could see a fight break out here as the Sending Icy does come through, and Eternal Scarlet is going to take the full grunt there from Death Charge and Tidal Surge, but it's going to be 3 kills, 4 kills straight off the bat, all in quick succession across the map. Faker is the only one left alive. He's going to soak up a ton of damage, giving a double kill for X-Cross. I think a double kill as well for Batman, but it's going to be an ace for Titans. Our team fight went so downhill so quick for KLK. They got the engage they wanted, but they didn't quite get everybody into the command shockwave, and they wasted all their effort taking out Eternal Scarlet, which is only a support. Unfortunately, they left Batman and Dolores completely free, and X-Cross as well managed to enter in with a Stand United and a quick Shadow Dash right through everyone, keeping them all distracted and bundled up. He could quite happily soak all the damage now. He's got the items for it. And now we could see a repeat coming out here. The Command Shockwave is used by Orianna. Unfortunately, doesn't pick any. Oh, sorry, not Command Shockwave. Command Dissonance from Orianna. Does pick up one up, but it's not going to be enough. X-Cross has to tanking for days. Does get the shutdown onto Yin though, but Dolores is much too strong. Manages to nearly pick up a second kill. But that's it. It's going to focus on Olympicos and Faker. And this is the problem with Dolores. on the Scrooge has been left so untouched for so long. That was only his first death earlier this game. So he's got the damage, he's got items, he's got levels to burn into this. He gets a couple of quick shots onto Faker, will manage to secure the kill. They can even push on for the inhibitor now if they so choose. And they're going to go ahead and pick this up as well. So this is going to be the second inhibitor. And now Khaled's keys are severely hamstringed at this point. They've got two waves of super minions to have to deal with. And I need to think very long and hard about the next available option here. The only option I can see really is to go for Baron and try and make a Baron power play and buy some time. Maybe take another map objective like Dragon, try and keep Faker playing distraction. I know it's a bit hard to say at this point here. There's X-Cross. Just keeps the jungle clear. Whilst off the back of it, Titans secured Dragon number 3. Well, in this case their second Dragon will be the third Dragon overall in this game. And there you can see Khaled's keys do have the wave clear. What that is lacking at the minute is a means to well, really clear everything out at this point. It's going to be very, very difficult here at the minute. Titans though, very quick to respond and know that a Baron power play is available as Batman. He goes up against Merchant, gets a full channel of the killing off. He's going to get Death Charge, he's going to get the Stand United out of X-Cross, and straight away Khaled's keys back off and go to Hunter Tower. Merchant and Faker, and now Olympicos is joining this. Titans though are going to push, they're going to keep the wave pressure on for the time being. And just try and keep Khaled's keys contained within their base, give the rest of Titans a chance to rejoin, rebuff, farm up, and actually start dealing some heavy damage if possible. It's going to be a bit hard for Khaled's keys to make the choice here. They've got to make a call at some point. X-Cross though is going to take the brunt of it. He's got plenty of health. He's going to Shadow Dash right over the wall and pull Trial and Faker out of the way. And now it's down to Dolores and Shadi, and they go straight on for Merchant. Dolores will get it and get the Rampage. He's doing very, very well at this point. And now he's going to soak up all of this tower damage. And actually no, he's going to continue on with X-Cross. They're going straight into Faker and Trial. They might even be able to get it here as super minions are pouring into the base from top and mid. This could be the final play. Can Khaled's keys hold out a second longer? Well, more precisely 20 seconds longer. That Merchant back into this fight, but I don't think it's going to be the case. 15 seconds left on Merchant's clock. If he can come in with the command shockwave, that might just tip the tide into Khaled's favour, but it's looking unlikely at this point. Trial tries the glacial fissure, it doesn't hit anyone, does not connect. The full channeling of the current comes on through and starts eating into Khaled's health bar. Merchant does come on through, does command shockwave. Unfortunately, he only gets Internal Scarlet, so it's a little bit over eager on the jaw. Now Dolores going super aggressive, quenching 99, trying to hold off the minion waves, forced to drag her form back away from Batman. The Nexus is now exposed. The Nexus is taking a ton of damage, and this could be it. And then because he's taking a little bit more hits, trying to get the command shield, but Batman, he will secure the kill. Trial trying so hard to shield Merchant for that little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough. The Nexus now at 50% HP. X-Cross is now dominating. Dolores is off to the side, laying in shell after shell into Merchant and Trial, who are just holding the line as best they can. All their summoners have been burnt, all their ultimates have been burnt. There's not a lot they can do. X-Cross is going to get the kill. Trial is going to be the last man standing, but the Nexus is going to fall at 29 minutes and 9 seconds. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to Titans for pushing on to the finals. I'll see you next time.